all out of bubble. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anyway. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anyway. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can do it in the mouth. The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking,
Hate me if you can survive if I let you.
I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop the Macho Man Randy Savage now. I'm the man, I'm the icon, and yes, Ruth can bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like Goldberg Net. For the punks and the perverts, this is how it works with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Inchman and Barney, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head is the man from Australia to Japan.
Take down the road, get back the back coast of the Mississippi.
We are bigger, we are faster, and we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
www.inyourheadonline.com. This is Jackie Jones here once again at In Your Head Wrestling Radio, the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims. You guys know it all. Most honest man in all the podcasts. That's right. OIB is out of town. He's living it up, doing the old hibbity-how with the old hoobity-hoo, if you catch my drift. I believe he'll be back next week. We'll be back to our regular Headyverse time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, over on Tuesday nights at In Your Head. We got Troy in the chat. We got Joseph Bruin, my pal, my buddy, my amigo. I know he's asked for some info, and I'm sorry. I'll get that to you. I've been a very busy man the last little while here. Which I will get into momentarily. My phone is not working. All right, we got John Reddy in the house. We got a lot of good folks here. We've got Tommy, Jonathan Jackson, Chobo, and a bunch of other folks. Now, for whatever reason, it's now letting me stream this in vertical and horizontal. Now, according to YouTube, it's got viewers of each. Now, I assumed it would just be like one show and you could choose how you view it. But no, they're streaming it twice on two different, vertical and horizontal for whatever reason. I don't know which is doing better. I guess I'll find out after the show. Very bizarre. So I assume right now it would be fine on either one. But if you are watching the show and when we start taking calls, I assume the vertical will blow. You're probably just going to see like the center where you might not see anybody. You might see like this and like this. And then like, maybe you'll see Steven down the bottom. I don't know. We'll find out. You will learn as I learn. Tonight's show is dedicated to manning up the mighty Lexar out there, the bitch ass pussy punk Lexar. The man doesn't have a job. He just sits home, jerks off all day, and he watches The View during the morning, and then he turns it over to the TNA channel, and then he saves up some money he gets for, cans and his allowance from his mom, goes to the strip club every month or so. And he can't stay up past 11. He's like, this is too late. I'm too busy jacking off. I got to get up in the morning and watch a View. So in 2026, the goal of In Your Head, the Headyverse, Jackie Jones, and every goddamn member of the Headyverse is we are going to man up Lexar. No more just sitting around in his own filth. He's just covered in dry jizz from jacking off all day and sitting around watching The View and drinking Mountain Dew. So none of this bullshit, Lexar, and definitely none of this bullshit. I can't stay up past 11 because I'm too busy doing all jack shit nothing. So, Lexar, this is tough love, and we're going to man you up Heady style. We are going to make Lexar a man. He's going to grow some balls. He's going to drop his nutsack and become a man. That's all right. This is the AEW. That's right. This is how I kick off the review of Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts and wrestling. They're making the men, the women, the women. We got blood everywhere, tables. We got glass. And then we got someone like fucking Lexar just sitting around jacking off to The View. None of that bullshit, Lexar. We're not taking any more in the Headyverse. If you want to be part of the Headyverse, you got to man up. All right. Let me get my notes here. I take notes. You think I just come unprepared? I know what Jonathan Jackson's thinking. He's like, this idiot's not been on for a couple weeks. He's been in Atlanta. He's was in Boston. He doesn't know anything about the world of wrestling. But you know what, jackass Jackson? I took notes. I watch wrestling. So take that. It was a long wrestling. I think it was like 2.5 hour show. And I started it late, purposely, but I didn't want it to start quite so late. I didn't know it would run so late. But if I watch it late, then I can go over the ads. Also, a big thank you to Bubba out there, Jonathan Jackson, Jobs, Brian Matthew Clutter, and I'll have the whole list soon of the folks who have so far donated to help pay for the annual fees of In Your Head. We're over halfway there, I believe. We're over $200. So we have roughly between $200 and $250 left. That's it for the total $450 to pay for all the stuffs. So if you would like to donate tonight, you will be getting some different perks, which I have over on my Facebook page. But really, you're helping out the site. But some milestone things. If you donate $10, you will get a virtual training card, which I'll be making this weekend. $25, you will get yourself an 8-bit figure of yourself as a wrestler in a ring, NES style. That'll be fun. And if you want to go $100, you will get producer credit for the rest of this year and throughout 2026. So that's very exciting. With your name down at the bottom of the screen. He's drunk off the seltzer again. I'll show you drunk, bitch. Jonathan Jackson. Jackass Jackson. They say Mr. Jackson if you're nasty. All right. Enough of this bullshit. Let's get into the wrestling. By the way, though, before we get into Blood and Guts, I'm going to bring up Jackson's favorite topic, and that is the Dabbleverse. So I've been out of the Dabbleverse for a week now. So last week, let's just recap where Jackie Jones has been. So last week, someone I met through the Dabbleverse, and that is Kaylee, also known as Lucy Tightbox. And she came out Monday. We hung out. We went to a museum. We went out to lunch. We walked around. We had drinks. I had a club soda, Jonathan Jackson, and we went to I'll talk more about this on With Your Head, but we went to see the new Crispin Glover movie. No, you're wrong. with Crispin Glover in attendance in Brookline at the Coolidge Corner Theater. It was a great time. And then I, because I'm crazy, I went out to the casino after. I was out all night, not really thinking this through because it was Monday. I get up early, out all day, out all night. Tuesday, I don't get home till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Wednesday, I'm flying out to Atlanta. This isn't the smartest plan in the world, Jackie Jones. So get up early, got to get packed, fly out to Atlanta. I don't come home till Monday. I had a great time in Atlanta at Buried Alive Film Festival, which we will recap tomorrow night live on Without Your Head. And there's going to be a double feature. It'll be Thursday live with some guests, and then again live Friday with Shannon Thompson, who runs the festival. So you can listen to all that if you're into horror or just movies, or if you're interested in what Jackie Jones is up to. So the whole Buried Alive is a great time for many reasons. I saw a great film, some wild shorts, and I was with a lot of creative, very supportive folks in the independent horror world, which is just what I need at the moment to boost some stuff to get ready into pre-production on Arbor Day and some future plans. So that was all very exciting. But airplanes, everything's delayed. So my flight was supposed to have like a layover that was supposed to be real brief. Then it became an hour. Then it became 3 hours. So a 3-hour delay in Baltimore. I was already pushing it to get back in time because I take a bus from the airport all the way back to the Cape. You know, have to have someone come up and fight the traffic and all this bullshit or park and all this stuff. But the bus was so late, I knew, I'm way beyond any bus now. So what do? Do you just sit around? Do I sit in the airport till 6 a.m? That does not sound exciting. Do I head over to South Station, which everything is closed in, and sit in the bus station till 6 a.m? Hell no. So what did I do? I headed over to Encore Casino. And so the gist though is, so Monday, I'm out all day, go to the casino all night, fly out Wednesday, I don't get much sleep at a festival, get back, and then go out again all night. I used to be able to stay up 2 and 3 days with no sleep or very little sleep. But I'm almost 50 now, so I could still do it. But it took me a couple days to recuperate, and now I'm back. All right, so what do we got here? We got some good folks here. Boom! You see YouTube clips. $10. Yeah, thank you. You see? Do you have any messages? The Stuttering John or Innocent Ava? Let's think about this. Innocent Ava and Stuttering John Melinda. So I saw John today. Let's be fair, the show's really gone to shit. Not that it was, fantastic with Nasty Neil on there, also known as Jackie Jones, but it's really gone to shit without Jackie Jones. Let's be honest. I think it's hard to say otherwise. So if it's just John on there, he's like, I turn the show on and he's an egg, or he's like a nut sack. He's like a talking ball sack or something. And I say talking, but most of the show I saw, he's just sitting there playing music. And John, no offense, but the only money you make off your music is trying to get people to pay for you to stop playing it. You're like, this is not a good look, John. If you want to say you're a musician and you're on there live and you're saying, send me $100 to stop playing my music. You know, musicians out there, even Carl with the Isotopes, he doesn't say, give me $100 and I won't come play in your town. So if you're playing your music and your big pitch is pay me $100 not to play it, that does not speak highly of your music. So he's a nutsack. He's like a hairless ball sack with like some little like stubs. I don't know, maybe he either manscapes or he hasn't really grown in pubes yet. And he's got like these, it's like this ball sack. Picture this if you didn't watch it. It's Stuttering John on there as a hairless ball sack with just dead eyes. It's got like the eyes of Jaws. It's like these doll eyes. And I never noticed John just had these soulless, lifeless eyes. Maybe it's because Nasty Neil's not there and he doesn't know what to do, but these lifeless, dead eyes, the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. So it's a hairless ball sack with just the eye, the soulless eyes of just a man with nothing there to live for, asking people to pay him $100 not to play his own music. And I never noticed like he does a lot of weird stuff with his tongue, but you could really notice it when he's just a hairless ball sack with devil eyes. So it's just kind of sad and depressing. Like, what is this man doing? And then YouTube picks up on this, and they're like, wait a minute, we can't let a hairless ball sack live stream. And so they're like, you can't do this, John. You're being demonetized because, you can be a hairless ball sack, I guess, but, you can't make money while you do it. So he's demonetized, and then boom, he like, fuck this. I'm not getting paid not to play my music. Can you listen? This is like a tactic like the FBI does when they were like, when they're trying to get like hostages out, or when they were at the David Koresh's, like with the Branch Davidians, and they just started playing loud music to get people out. This is what John does. He plays his own music to like drown people away. And then it's like, pay me $100 not to play my music. It's actually a pretty smart idea, but I don't think it worked. I was tempted to drop $100 but the thing is, I'm not a Branch Davidian. I'm not stuck in a compound where I have to listen to this. I could just click this off and not listen. So he didn't think it through, too much. It's like, people could pay $100 to stop listening to us, or they could physically just turn it off. So that's probably what they did. So then he leaves. He comes back, and then he comes back as like a dildo that's popping out of like some kind of alien butthole or something. I had no idea what was happening, and I really just thought, my God, my old pal John, is he having a nervous breakdown? Has he just lost his all mental capacities? I thought what I was watching was going to one day be used in like as evidence why John needs to be locked away, like, in an institution. Like, so he's going to go on, his family or whoever, they're going to like, or maybe Vinny the lawyer's like, we need to do a wellness check on this guy. He's a hairless ball sack, and now he's a space dildo. And I just figure like what I'm watching, this will show up one day. It'll be like a hearing. They're like, do you have your mental capacity here to like take care of yourself? And then they'll show a video, and he's just there like a hairless ball sack telling people to pay him $100 to stop playing his music. And then he pops back up again as a space dildo. And they'd just be like, yeah, we want what's best for this guy. And maybe he just can't take care of himself. So they put him away. So that's what I feel. Innocent Ava, oh my God, her honesty's through the roof. So she was to backtrack here, a few weeks ago, I was on Keanu, and she was losing her mind, Ava, because I agreed but not agreed enough with her with stuff with Shuli. So she's like, call me cocksucker like 85 times. And then that goes on to the Stuttering John show. She does this again and blows up. It was probably my best appearance on a Dabbleverse show. People were talking about it. But so I stood up to Honest Ava. And so then you go a little bit down the line. She goes on a Pineapple show. People in your head group here, they have no idea what's going on. And trust me, I'm going to review Blood and Guts. I actually took notes, but I'm just trying to explain here for YouTube clips. So Innocent Ava goes on a Pineapple show, and she starts just talking about me out of the blue. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I will backtrack. what happened was, she started lying like she does. Boy, when you start paying attention, she is just a compulsive, honest Ava. And so she starts just, and it's not even really anything that important, but she just starts talking about how she messaged Stuttering John wants to come on the show, and going through the history of how she became a regular on Stuttering John podcast. And just 2 or 3 days before this, she literally said that she never asked John to come on the show to me. And I said, not even the first time. She specifically said never happened. So the pineapple is there. And I'm like, well, innocent Ava here is caught lying again because she just said she never asked. And she's like, you can't prove it. And like, show the clip. Like, I walk around with clips of everything anyone's ever said. But Ava did not know that this was the one time in the history of Nasty Neil's existence that he downloaded a show because I knew it would be deleted, and there was a lot of stuff on there that I did one clip. And thank you to the clippers out there, Doom and Joe Burr out there who clipped the show. And I apologize, in your head fans. We're gonna get to the wrestling here momentarily. So it's easy to clip. I clipped it out. Boom, she lies, and then boom, I show what she really said. I have no idea what happened after that. I was in Atlanta. She's probably on shows talking about Nasty Neil, but it's very strange because I do know she's on BYB, and Nasty Neil's name is brought up again. Now she's saying she has no issue with Nasty Neil, and it was all John who didn't like Nasty Neil. Just complete fabrication and bullshit. So you all right, this is my advice out there. I'm out of the Honest Ava business. But anybody out there who befriends Ava, the Keanu, Stuttering John, beware, because she is a snake. Everything she says is a lie. I think you clearly trying to set people up. So be careful. Don't tell her anything you don't want people to know down the road. And don't come back and say, Nasty Neil told me so. Just remember now. I'm not wanting credit for that, but just remember, because down the road, she's going to turn on you both. Nasty Neil sees it. Everyone else sees it too. So anyway, Space Dildo, Hairless Ball Sack, Stuttering John. I don't know, buddy. I don't know, man. I think you're losing it. I'm kind of fearful for what's going on in there. Those soulless eyes around a ball sack. I don't know, man. So thank you for the $10, and I hope I answered that question. All right. Big Nasty boom. Yeah. All right. Let's see this. I knew Jackson would love that segment. It's doing really well on X at the moment. My X fans like this. Terrible Troy, you should force folks to pay you. All right, there we go. If we someone super chat, and we'll have Flea on here. Is that how that works? Or do I add Flea on and then I'll be like, pay me to kick Flea off? Nasty Near World Order, Nate G in the house. That's right. How are you, buddy? Wendy's diet. I am good. I'm great, thank you. Had a really good week. And now I've caught up on the sleep. All right, now, my friends, Jonathan Jackson out there. Flea, if you want the link to did you watch the show tonight? Why is my phone not working? It says accidental touch protection, but then it will not undo. It won't do shit. What's going on here? I know that. Oh, here we go. Finally. Good Lord. All right. Let's see. All right. My pal here. Last time I'll ever drag you back in the Dabbleverse. Well, you keep this on the down low between me and you. I kind of like to talk about it, so it's fun. But oh yeah, we'll never talk about it again here. All right, blood and guts. Troy, send me a text if you want on the show. So blood and guts open up. I'll be honest, I haven't watched any wrestling for weeks, so I was like, I'm gonna get in, watch this. I've kind of burnt out. But another thing happened at Buried Alive Film Festival. I ran into several huge AEW fans, which made me very happy. Something I used to say a lot, and you know what? It's still true. There's people that used to watch wrestling, they stopped watching wrestling. And a lot of them came back because they like AEW. And again, guys they bring up, Orange Cassidy a lot. One of them in particular, big Moxley fan. So my point is, sometimes you folks, you get stuck in the IWC wrestling bubble. And you think because, Jim Cornette thinks Moxley's the worst wrestler in the world. He hates Orange Cassidy. Therefore, everyone who just reiterates that same thing over and over, it must be accurate to everyone in the world. It's not. It's not. I mean, if you watch a show, Orange Cassidy's very over. If you follow the ratings, Moxley is always a perennial like guy, and people say, well, what about blah, 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 blah. But you have to compare the ratings to other stuff. So, like, comparatively, Moxley's done well. But the point is, it was very nice to talk to some unjaded wrestling fans who just like to watch wrestling and enjoy it, but not necessarily so much that they're on the internet talking to everybody. But they really liked it. And they would like to come on the show sometimes. So we might have some of my movie friends on here, not to talk about movies, not to talk about the Dabbleverse, but to talk about professional wrestling, AEW in particular. So I'm just going to say right off the bat, this show is great. This was a pay-per-view caliber show from top to bottom. Open with the women's blood and guts. It started with Sky Blue and Willow Nightingale. I like that they added like a barrier in between the ramps. Well, they had like not ramps. They had like so normally there's the ring, there's the cage, and then there's like a space so they can either wrestle outside and hinge on the cage, but they put like a barrier there so you couldn't fall down to the next to the cage. So it was like an extended what do you call that? The apron, extended apron all the way to the cage. I like that. I thought that was cool. So we had Sky Blue and Willow, and the heels won the advantage, which you should. I know it's kind of cliche, but in these kind of things, the heels should always win because you don't want your baby faces to not be the you don't want the heels to be the underdogs. My only thing is, so when it was these two in there, and Sky Blue's bleeding right away, very profusely, which was I'm not against, but it was weird then to see Willow like smiling so much. She's just like got this big ass smile on her face. It's like you're destroying this woman, and she's bloody, and then like another person's gonna come out, and you're gonna be double teamed here, and you just like yeah. And not smiling like I'm beating their ass, like smiling like you're about to party and prancing around the ring. I know that's like her gimmick, but there's times to shut that off, and this was one of them. Julia Hart came out. I'm a big fan of Julia Hart. I think she's one of the most I'm sorry here. I'm just checking some stuff. I think she's one of the most improved wrestlers around. She started off as like this cheerleader in this really cornball angle. It was like these basically like high school kids, like these two jocks, like out of an 80s or like 50s TV, like sitcom or something. It was rotten. And then she became evil, and I thought, oh man, this is not a role for her. But she really excelled in that. And now that whole group, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, and Tekla. Tekla is my lady there. She's awesome. Really into this group. It's a big baby face move when you smile when you're getting your ass kicked. Yeah, it's weird. Blood and Guts Zone. Yeah, I thought this show was fantastic. We're gonna get more into it. Will Orange Cassidy ever win the world title? I really think I thought there was a couple times he really, after he beat Jericho, I think you could have at least had him main event a show. They never capitalized, in my opinion, completely on Orange Cassidy's popularity and momentum. He had a lot of momentum after he had the feud with Jericho and beat him, and I think he should have, at the very least, went on for a world title match. I think he could definitely have a run as champion too. But I think before then, you should probably do it with Darby, which I think we will see at some point in time. Yeah, best trios. I agree. So yeah, Julia comes in. They do like a double off the turnbuckle power bomb on Willow. So then they're double teaming Willow for a little while. Harley Cameron comes in with a chair, who I normally do not like. I'm not really a fan of hers. I find her very annoying. She did have a funny spot a little bit later on, which I liked. Tekla came out. Tekla to me is superstar. I would have put the title on her instead of a Statlander if they wanted it off Tony Storm. Statlander's really not over to the degree she used to be. And so it's kind of like, especially when you take the title off a babyface to another babyface, and that babyface isn't as over as the first one. It's just kind of like a lesser over person. I don't think it was a wise move. Where if Tekla got the title, I really think that would have cemented her as like a top person. And I think she's got all the everything going for. Maybe not promos, the only thing, but charisma, great, great look. Fans are instantly into her. Attractive, and really fun to watch in the ring. She's got it all, and the crowd was really into her. I noticed tonight. So I'm not saying turn her babyface right now, but you can definitely do that. She started whipping people with her belt, which is cool. She's super over. Jamie Hayter came out, who is over, but I don't think she's ever caught on to the momentum that she had a couple years ago either. Megan Bain's another one who I think is real superstar. They're great look, big, really good in the ring. So I see her and Tekla's two of your big future people. They honestly have a really good roster. And that used to be a big detriment of AEW was the women's roster. But now with Tekla, Megan Bain, then you got Julia Hart. Even though I think Statlander's, not over as champ at the moment, she's still really talented, and so is Jamie Hayter. Monet, you get a lot of course, Tony Storm. Used to be really was Britt Baker, and she's done herself no favors. And honestly, it used to be like, wow, they really need her back, but I mean, they don't. Let's see, Statlander then came out after Megan Bain. They had like tags and stuff in the ring. Monet was super over too. Mercedes Monet comes out. We had the big CEO chant. Crowd was really into her. Mina, what's her name? Mina Shirakawa. I'm not into this person. She did like this really goofy dance later on where she started beating someone in the leg with a baseball bat and then just started doing like this sexy, like goofy dance. I was like, it's not really the time to do that, is it? I don't know. I'm not a fan of hers. What's her name? Shafir. She's honestly not very good, but she does have a presence to her. And I will say being with the Death Riders has elevated her. So she used to be a complete disaster in the ring, which she isn't anymore. I do think she's someone that you have to kind of protect, that you can't just use as a normal wrestler. So there's something there, though. There is something there. We had a lot of blood. Shafir slammed Statlander onto a bed of nails. Tony then finally came out. Tony Storm, I'm a big fan. She started punching she started punching somebody with like pearls, which was weird. Shafir botched a 619 and the cameraman cut away. That was good. So this was really good match, and eventually we got to like they're doing all the finish, like everyone's trading off the finishers, and then Harley Cameron pulled out the puppet, and they grabbed the puppet, pulled it off her hand, and underneath the puppet she had brass knuckles, And this was the first time I think I've liked Harley Cameron. I was like, now that's a good spot. All right, that was cool. And it was also cool. Julia Hart and Tekla were like climbing through the cage itself, like the apparatus, like the corners, because the women are slender, like a guy can't do. This was the first women's blood and guts. So I thought that was kind of cool. Kind of reminded me of like an Aliens or something when they're like climbing through like the air ducts. So they climbed out to get outside, and then they started throwing some of the baby faces out of the ring, which was interesting, I thought. Statlander and Monet did like a big table spot. It was pretty wild. Tony was using her shoe in the ring. Tons of blood everywhere. We had a broken champagne bottle glass that Tony brought out. We saw a double DDT on Shafir. That's when Mira brought out the barbed wire bat, started using it, and then dancing, which was strange. But she did a really cool figure 4 with the bat, which I'd never seen before. That actually looked really good. I like that spot. I did not like Shafir sticking her own foot in the glass and then stomping on somebody. I just thought that was stupid because she's barefoot. If it was boots, I'd be all right with it. But I get doing something like when they wrap barbed wire around their arm and do a clothesline. You're sacrificing your arm, but sacrificing your feet to like stomp on somebody, yeah, it's not a well thought out spot. It's kind of stupid. Mina, then what did Chiefs? Let's see. Mina. Oh yeah. So Mina's getting destroyed by all the heels, and then Tony Storm forfeits, so her friend does not get killed. I think that's a cool babyface spot. But boy, did the crowd, I don't know if they were booing because they hated the heels or they didn't like the finish. I thought it was actually a good finish, but the crowd, they were really booing. But really good match. Then we cut to the back. Callis family are beating up the Lucha Express, and they're wanting the Bucks to join the Don Callis family. I'm a huge fan of Don Callis and several of the members of the group, but they already have like 15 guys. So I can't imagine the Young Bucks join them as well. And you really got to cut the fat out, cut the dead weight out of the Callis family, get it down to 4, maybe 5 guys. And I think you have like a real strong group there, but you can't have like a bunch of schlubs in it, just have like some elite guys in there. I don't mean the elite as in like, the Bucks and stuff, but like top guys, good guys, not necessarily top guys, but really good guys in there, and get rid of a bunch of the schlubs. Because Don Callis, friggin' fantastic manager. Hangman versus Hobbs. This was friggin' great. This was a 3-match show, 2.5 hours. And you'd think maybe like the singles match is the worst match on the show, but it wasn't. I can't even say worst match on the show. All matches were great. But this one really exceeded my expectations. This could have main evented a pay-per-view easily. In fact, then I got a free TV, so I'm not going to complain. But the match was awesome. I am a little sad that it could be overshadowed being, bookended by blood and guts matches, because this is an awesome match. I wish AEW would do a little bit better, or a lot better, not a little bit better, on after big matches like this, to show highlights of them for a few weeks or forever. I mean, everyone remembers Foley Hell in a Cell, not just because of the match itself, but because WWE showed highlights of it forever, for decades. They still show it every once in a while, but they showed it for a good, 20 years regularly, every time there'd be in Hell in a Cell. And that just sticks in your mind. Same thing with like the first TLC match. So when they do stuff like this, and if they would show like a highlight for the next several weeks, like, wow, remember what happened on Blood and Guts 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. It just it sticks in your mind, and it makes these big matches, live forever, as opposed to I remember that match in a couple weeks. I don't know. And that's not because it wasn't good. It's just because there's so much stuff that happens and they don't remind you. But anyway, this was just a friggin' great match. This was really physical. Hobbs walked up the steps with Hangman and then just slammed him on the top. It was a great spot. A huge back body drop by Hangman off onto Hobbs, which not only looked good, but I thought psychologically was really needed in this match because it was Hobbs destroying Hangman, and then Hobbs with that backdrop off Hangman backdropping Hobbs off the announcer desk. It's like, oh, now he's back in it because he was being destroyed by this giant guy, and a giant guy taking that bump should really hurt him. So that was actually great. I thought, yeah, it was really well done. They were up on the like the balcony, kind of like almost like an ECW kind of deal. And Hangman boots Hobbs off the balcony into like some tables with monitors and stuff. When we see some stuff like blowing up, really fun spot. So then we had at the end Shibata and Joe run in, and while the cage is lower, and Eddie and Hook help Hangman. Insane match, real great stuff. And I don't think Hobbs was hurt by losing. And it really elevated just to see the Ops versus Hangman and Hook and Eddie. So great stuff. Loved it. That was awesome. We had a Ricky Steamboat promo. This was probably my weakest part of the show because I just don't buy FTR like hating Ricky Steamboat. And I know they're supposed to be heels, but like, I don't know. I just didn't buy it. And I freaking hate Stokely. I think Stokely sucks. I don't get why he gets so many shots. He's never entertaining, never good, never over. Been around for years. Gets more TV time than guys that are really over. I don't get it. He stinks. And then Brodito comes out to save. So it's building up to Brodito versus FTR, which will probably good. And if FTR wins, it's more of me just saying, fucking Hurt Syndicate. Like, if FTR wins, it was just Hurt Syndicate wouldn't lose to them, and so they would lose to Brodito they didn't even lose to Brodito. Yeah, this sucks because Brodito won the titles without beating the Hurt Syndicate. So the Hurt Syndicate never actually lost the titles. And then we'll just get it back to FTR, who the Hurt Syndicate should just lost to. As good as these guys are, people, I get it. They have a great presence, but you can't, especially in modern day. And this is not advocating they lose all the time, but you can't not lose. Like, you can't have guys that won't even drop the belts. Like, that doesn't fly anymore. This isn't the 80s. It was hard enough back then, but in modern day, it's good. There should be more people who try to protect their image, but you can't just go to we can't lose matches. It's not good. And I think that's been a problem. There's been lots of issues where AEW in the last, 4 years, whatever. But to me, one of the biggest things is certain guys they brought in who wouldn't lose, who not even Punk wasn't that guy. He would lose, but he would be hard to get along with in the back. So you got to be careful who you bring in. People used to make fun of the All Friends Wrestling, but I never even saw the problem with that. And it's better if everyone's on the same page just to make the show good. So then we had the men's Blood and Guts. So I thought originally it was weird because the baby faces have the advantage. And you don't want that because you don't want the baby faces you don't want the heels to be the underdog. But they had a little angle where it worked out. So it was Death Riders versus Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, I'm sorry, Roderick Strong, and fucking Kyle O'Reilly, who I have to admit was really good in this. I normally think that guy's fucking worthless. So we had Orange Cassidy starting off, which I thought was pretty cool because he's the leader of the group. So that's told a story like he's the leader of the group, so he's going to go out there first, where the leader of the heels is not. He's throwing Wheeler Yuta out there. I thought it was strange that Daniel Garcia came out with like a COVID mask. Like, is that supposed to make him look badass? He had like it wasn't like a cool mask. It was like a little mask you wear at the doctor's office, or we had to wear it during COVID. Like, this guy's gimmick is he's afraid of COVID. and he's supposed to be like a badass heel. You can't be a Death Rider and afraid of COVID. Like, what the fuck? I didn't get it. So Mark Briscoe is hurt backstage supposedly, and so then I was really like, oh fuck. Of all the people to hurt, like you can't hurt Darby or Jay or Orange in this match. Take out fucking Useless O'Reilly or Roderick Strong. He's a little better, but who really gives a fuck about him either? But not Mark Briscoe. Ugh. So Roderick Strong finally comes out. Claudio gets out there. Claudio does a great press slam from one ring to the other. At least have Roderick start yelling again. Adam! That's the only time he was interesting. If he doesn't yell that and wear glasses, I mean, who gives a flying fuck about Roderick Strong? He's clearly better than Kyle O'Reilly. And he doesn't look like just a complete fucking worthless idiot like Kyle O'Reilly. But he's really bland and boring. And Kyle O'Reilly, good fucking Lord. And then speaking of which, Kyle O'Reilly comes up. Moxley comes out and he almost tripped going over the barricade, which I was like, uh-oh. So Kyle, he's like, I'm gonna show this Jackie Jones, this Nasty Neil, that you can I'm not worthless. So he starts bleeding like a fucker. He's bleeding. I don't know if that's the saying. He's just bleeding everywhere. He was stealing my gimmick. What is useless? Boom. So, the COVID mask. I got you. Yeah. Well, I get that. I mean, you could probably catch some diseases from the Headyverse. I'm afraid, even though, we're virtual, like when you see like Lexar jump on here, like, holy shit. Wait, whoa, get my mask. And who knows what you would have got from Swax. He's always swaxing that ass. Knows he's got a lot of germs. I mean, I probably couldn't disagree with this anymore. And I honestly think I don't really even believe people who says this. Moxley sucks, man. His facial reactions and the tap was so. I completely disagree, and I really can't even take someone like seriously if they say that Moxley shit on the mic. I mean, I just can't even take it seriously. I mean, he was a huge standout in the Indies, NXT, Shield, WWE. He's been, I would say, like the MVP of AEW. And I never heard anyone be like, this guy sucks until Cornette started saying. I was kind of talking about this earlier. And then, it was really nice to be at an event where it wasn't wrestling fans from the internet and just hearing who they liked, just big wrestling fans who go to shows and watch TV but don't follow like podcasts and groups. And they all friggin' were big Moxley fans and Orange Cassidy fans. And I just kind of think that's the more reality of what people, people always talk, listen to the internet. And they always say that only if you like something. But you know what? That should go both ways. You shouldn't listen to the internet about like these guys that hate everything from modern day. I mean, if you just hate the product so bad, which that's your prerogative, you can hate it, but why would you really listen to them? It's like we want to cater to people who completely hate us. Like, okay. And not to our actual fans who are here. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, if people don't like him, that's fine. But when you start saying like everything he does completely sucks, or he's like the worst wrestler in the world, it's just really hard for me to even like take that as a serious. I don't know. I don't even think it's like worth debating, and especially promos. So Kyle was just bleeding like and just insane. Fork down Darby's back. So I wrote in my notes it blows that we're not getting Mark, but then Mark finally comes out there. So O'Reilly's starting to make himself useful. He's bleeding bad, and like looks like his face is all destroyed, like over his eyes and stuff. And so he starts tying up the chairs, and they're like dragging the chairs up to the top with Mark Briscoe. Friggin' Gabe Kidd comes out, and I'm like, who the fuck cares about Gabe Kidd? You need to do some video packages on these guys to explain why anyone should care. You can't just assume we all followed this guy's career. I really got a kick out of Moxley staple. So Orange Cassidy's doing his like kind of comeback. He puts his hands down in his pants and does his stuff. And then Moxley, I really got a kick out of this spot. Moxley staples Orange's hands in his pants. So he's stapling the pants to his the pockets. This was good because it's funny and it would hurt. I got a big kick out of that. I like that. They're dragging Darby up on the Titantron with like a belt around his neck, like they're gonna freaking hang the man. Gabe lights the tables on fire, and freaking Claudio, I think it was Claudio. I think it was it's Pac. Pac press slammed Darby off the Titantron or the Elitron, I guess, through these flaming tables. That was freaking great. And Darby was on fire for a little bit, not like his whole back, but he, his pants and stuff got on fire and was rolling around a little bit. But yeah, great spot. A lot of wild spots tonight in all matches, all three matches. Moxley was choking Kyle at the chain. Well, he had him in the choke. Then they put Kyle's head in a chair. They're gonna, what do they used to call that? I forget. The Pillmanized. They're gonna Pillmanize him. Orange rips his hands free out of his pockets. I just dropped my coffee. Give me 1 second, folks. Rips his hands out of his pockets. Then we get Briscoe with a superplex to the table outside. Orange with the big punches. He finally hits a big Superman punch on Moxley. And then Roddy was throwing everyone through tables. Let's see. Claudio grabbed Orange around the neck. He like kind of caught him. And then he push him out the ropes to like do like the pop up into the forearm, and then he reversed into the Orange punch. And then Orange finally hit the one on Moxley, and then so Moxley gets Orange punch. That side of the ring was kind of cleared out, so Kyle's got him in the ankle lock. Moxley reversed into a choke, which was countered again into an ankle lock, and then to the knee bar. And I completely disagree with the chatter earlier. Moxley really sold this great and tapped out. See, the thing is, like, you're saying it's corny. Wrestling is corny. Like, a guy bouncing off the rope is corny. So this was really well done, I thought. And it was very dramatic. And I think it would have completely sucked if he just put on it and Moxley just tapped out. He was selling it. And then he tapped. And you don't see Moxley, tap out really. So I thought that was a great finish. I wouldn't have had Kyle O'Reilly be the guy, but maybe they're trying to give this guy something, because I'm saying every week I don't think he belongs in the top. But if he's a guy who makes Moxley tap out, maybe you can do some with him. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't think you can. But nonetheless, great match. Great. All three. This whole show was awesome. Top to bottom. I had a great time. Really happy I watched it. I didn't fast forward over anything. I watched, besides the ads, I watched the whole show. That's why the show's kind of late. So really happy. I'll be back. I was off for a few weeks, not watching wrestling, but I'm back. I'm sold now. I'm going to keep back up with AEW. Jack, did you hear who Ace Tanahashi will face in his very last match at Wrestle Kingdom? You'll be stoked. Who is it? Is it some old fucker can't move or what? Let me know. Let me know. I haven't been checking my phone here. Did you ask for the link? All right. So I believe Dynamite next week is in Boston. And I saw an ad that said tickets start at like $20. So I got to look into this. Oh, the Rainmaker. Okay. Well, you know what's good about that is he'll be in Japan, so I don't have to see him. So, hopefully, like, he just stays there for a while. I'm sure he'd be happy to be in his home country. I'm sure the fans there will be happy. And then, I don't need to see him for a while. All right. Fucking Rainmaker. Rainmaker! All right. Let's see here. I'm going to send out the link. I don't want to stay here all night. Well, I do, but I can't stay here all night, is what I should say. All right, so here's the link if you want to come in and talk wrestling. I'm going to get to these questions. And then next week, we will be back at our normal time. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And help support the channel here. We are $10 closer now because of one of our buddies here. Where Lear? Huh? What? What does that mean? All right, let's get over here. I'm gonna get to these questions. Oh, where's Lex? Lexar's he's too busy sitting at home jacking off and watching The View. He's like, this is too late. I can't be on here. I'm too busy doing nothing. So we're here today and in the future to man up Lexar. In 2026, we are going to make Lexar into a man. Let's see. New here. What's your opinion on Ryback? You know what? I always liked Ryback. He was super over. There was a period of time, and this is weird because this had to be a long time ago, I guess. I really thought he should have won the belt. I think it was from Punk. I remember him like so over, like the camera was shaking. Now, do I think he's the greatest wrestler in the world or anything like that? No, but I'm a big proponent of when someone has momentum behind them to go with it. And he had a lot of momentum behind him. The crowd was behind him, and I think that they missed their window to get something out of him. Now, since he left, I do kind of think he's his own worst enemy. He says like some real dumbass stuff, and I do kind of get the impression he's probably not really fun to be around, or he might be. I don't know. I could see he could be annoying to be around, but guy was really over. I liked him. Feed me more. It's too bad. Like I don't think WWE's ever want to give him another shot, and he probably really doesn't fit into AEW, I guess. But I would like to see him come back somewhere. Maybe he can go to Juggalo Championship Wrestling with Vince Russo. I watched the show, and I kind of liked it, I'll be honest. Like, it's completely different than any other wrestling on TV right now. It's got really over-the-top gimmicks. There's like a tag team that are zombies called The Outbreak. And they had freaking great makeup. It looked like they're right out of The Walking Dead or something. Is it like believable stuff? No, not at all. But was I entertained? Yeah. They had this giant fat guy called Mr. Smiley. And like he was a blob, but was I entertained? Yep. So I got to watch some more Juggalo Championship Wrestling. And then the whole show they kept talking about there's a new guy in charge of a new benefactor or whatever they said, new sponsor. And it ended up being Big Vito. So Big Vito, he's dressed to the nines, coming out there, and he's like, they have a wrestler there called Cocaine, and he's got like powder all over him, coke, I guess. And he's like yelling, like, you can't have this guy in here anymore. So he fired Cocaine. He's trying to clean the place up. But he's dropping F-bombs and stuff. I liked it. I'll admit, Why I liked it is because it's so different than everything else on right now. I mean, well, I like every week. I don't know. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna watch some of this. They had like a battle royal, had like a Bigfoot in it and stuff. Does that people are like, are you fucking crazy? Are you doing some of this cocaine or something, Jack? I don't know. I thought it was entertaining. I always like Ryback as a wrestler, but Ryback as a person, just sad old man and complete. Yeah, that's kind of what I was going at about. Like, I could see him being his own worst enemy. He's not really want to wrestle anymore, according to his TikTok. I mean, I would assume he would have gone back somewhere if he was so passionate about it. My boy Wrestling with Regret is the lead commentator for GCW. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I watched it first time. I actually liked it. I'm interested. You know, Russo's, I guess, the creative guy behind it now, which is probably evidence since Big Vito's there. I liked it. I don't know. I have contact with Russo. Maybe I'll get him back on here and talk about it. I'm genuinely interested. I always like ICP. I think they have a really big following that anytime they've been in wrestling, like, their following comes. Are they the greatest thing in the world? No. Are they entertaining? Yeah. And when I was in New York a few weeks ago, I watched Big Money. Is it Big Money Hustlers for the first time? The ICP movie. I had quite a good time. All right. So here's the link if you want to join me. I think some people were trying to join, but I actually didn't see them. So give it a shot here, and I'm going to get to these questions. And if you would like to send in questions in the future, you go over to facebook.com/group/IYH Wrestling. And you can send in these questions. What's up?
Hey,
Ritter for John Ritter.
sorry about that. I couldn't mute my other page.
What?
I couldn't mute my other page before.
Oh, that's all right.
I apologize.
You son of a bitch.
You heard like dice rolling and bells ringing and shit.
No, I didn't hear anything, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's all muted now.
All right. Were you watching some porn or something?
No, I divert myself with Monopoly.
Oh, Monopoly. I'm a big Monopoly fan, so I like that. What's your go-to piece? And if you know this, I used to collect Monopoly sets, but then they started making a bazillion. It would be impossible to collect.
In real life, I like the race car, but in the video game, they just make it look like a big cock with wheels.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So what do you use? The dog? I always kind of like the dog.
I use the race car, but I just know that it's a big cock with wheels.
Hell yeah. I like that. What I bet you're just using a cock with wheels, and then you're like, no, it's a race car. Someone walks in.
Yeah, you caught me. When I'm alone, I paint the racing stripe on myself.
Then you watch like Daytona 500. You know, wait a minute. These are just a bunch of cars.
And I go, vroom. That's what I say when I come.
Hell yeah. Vroom. That's going to be the question here for everyone. What do you say when you jizz? Tyler Steven wants to know, handsome Jackie Jones, how did you become so damn handsome? Asking for J.D. Howard. Boom, I'm just born this way, buddy. How powerful is the ba of a power goat? So I don't know if everyone knows this, but I'm the one who gave him the name Power Goat. And originally he hated it. He was not a fan. But I thought it was a really silly name. And then now look at it. Now it's a heady award-winning name. How many times has Jonathan Jackson won Rookie of the Year? I would say not enough. Tony Cirolo wants to know, can I borrow $25,000 to book Mercedes Moné versus Tough Talk Tony Spencer? Damn. Hell yeah, man. Is that what she asked for? She asked for 25 grand? Damn.
Ooh.
Would you pay 25? I don't think I'd pay 25 grand to wrestle anybody. Let's see. This is from the Flea, the Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo Dome upcoming show. We got a 60-minute limit IWGP World Heavyweight and IWGP Global Heavyweight double championship match. Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji. Oh, wow. Well, I'm going for Takeshita. Never Open Weight Championship Aaron Wolf debut. Who's Aaron Wolf? Aaron Wolf is the challenger versus the King of Darkness, Evil. Who's Aaron Wolf? 60-minute limit IWGP Women's Strong Opens double championship match. The IWGP Women's Champion Suri versus the New Japan Strong Women's Champion Saya Kamatani. So are both belts on the line? Like they're gonna like unify them? I don't quite know. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match, number one contender 4-way. El Desperado, Kosi Fujita. They're tagging versus Taiji Ishimori and Sho. And then the Hiroshi Tanahashi retirement match. Tanahashi versus Okada. That should be a double retirement match. I think that would be cool. Like both guys go out together. That's what I would do. All right. Both belts. Okay. Wolf is a legit gold medalist. All right. By the way, everyone in here, let me know. Are you watching this on vertical or horizontal? I see the vertical isn't bad, though. It shows like I'm glad I'm on the top, but I'm topping John already. Vertical.
Oh, God, I thought I found something.
That's why you're saying vroom, vroom.
Yep.
Jonathan Jackson, how do you feel about Triple H currently having 7 former AEW talent, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Ethan Page, Mariah May, Ricky Starks, Jade Cargill, and Stephanie Vaquer, hold titles solely for the purpose to spite you for saying that they're doing nothing with AEW talent? I think you should put the belts on whoever you think. You shouldn't hold it against someone if they were formerly in another company. Otherwise, why even hire these people? All right. The next one is a video here. I'm going to get ready in a second. Jonathan Jackson's been going crazy with the AI in your head here. Here we go.
That dumb fuck Jack thinks I'm actually out of town when I just don't want to do the show with his annoying ass.
That's not even AI. That's just Fincher.
That dumb fuck Jack thinks I'm actually out of town when I just don't want to do the show with his annoying ass.
Damn, you know that's really Incher.
That dumb fuck Jack thinks I'm actually out of town when I just don't want to do the show with his annoying ass.
Damn. You know, I think AI Incher is closer to the real Incher than Incher. Nikhil, the feud between Aleister Black and Damian Priest. What about it, boy? Began on June 20th. It ended in November. Thoughts, and did you enjoy it? I never saw one single match or interaction, but I'm sure it was great. 12 years ago today, Dixie Carter vacated the TNA Championship and announced an 8-man tournament to crown a new champion after AJ Styles rejected a new contract and left with the title. The rise of Magnus Nick Aldis was coming. Memories? Memories. Nope. CM Punk feels he is doing his best work of his career at the moment. Nah. Pump having to say the friendship bracelet matches and a WrestleMania Saturday main event built around Paul Heyman choosing a friend is the best work of his career. Nah. I mean, I can't say, I'm not going to say it's bad stuff, but it's definitely not the best stuff of his career.
Wow.
Like, I don't know. It's hard. I'm a lifelong Punk fan, but it's really hard now. Like when he comes back after 10 years of trashing the company, and is like, I'm home again. And then he goes out there and he apologizes to Saudi Arabia and the prince. Like, oh my God.
Imagine back in the day, like, ECW was like, today on ECW, Sabu chooses a friend.
Yeah, right. Today we're gonna see Sabu apologize to the state of Delaware. Oh,
Jesus Christ. I think
In
I
this-
know why I quit watching.
It's so my, and he's like one of the last guys who, like, you know, he stayed out of WWE for almost 10 years, or I think 10 years. And I'm not even begrudging the guy going back. Whatever, but good Lord, you have to be such like you have to just like let him just totally fuck you over, make you look like the biggest like schmuck. And this, I mean, he was on Twitter saying that the Miz was sucking the blood money, the cock of, the blood money cock of Saudi Arabia. Now he's out there wrestling in Saudi Arabia.
They think his middle name is Bill Burr.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. You can't be out there saying, screw all the billionaires and there shouldn't be billionaires. And then you go and you perform comedy for not just billionaires, but someone who actually murders people and like rips them apart.
And people get mad at you and you don't understand. Like,
yeah, what the fuck? In this melodrama era where too many wrestling characters are agonize over their morality, my favorite person to watch right now is Okada. Oh my God. The guy's a total cunt, refuses to entertain I would just say refuses to entertain. I would just full stop there. The idea that he isn't to make life easier for anyone else and absolutely loves it. Thoughts? I think he fucking sucks. He's like, can barely, I don't think he even tries to perform. He's just out there like collecting money and fucking blows.
just wait till he chooses a friend. That's going to be good.
21 years ago today at Judgment Day 2004, Mordecai defeated Scotty 2 Hotty in Mordecai's debut. Memories. I do remember that. I really didn't get the gimmick. He was like all in white, and had even his eyebrows dyed white, and had like a giant cross, and it went absolutely nowhere. And then he became a vampire. Did you have a nice Halloween and Memorial Day? Any memories of the event from your youth? Oh, interesting. My youth. Halloween's always been as a horror kid, I mean, I loved Halloween. And it was especially so when you're a real little kid and you're going out with your parents, that's really fun. But like there's that little, so when you're old enough to go out by yourself with your friends, but you're not too old yet where you can, once you get over a certain age, you don't want to go trick or treating anymore. So there's like there's those couple years where you're going out with your friends, late at night by yourselves. That's like a real little magical era there. And so anybody that, if you're listening, well, you probably shouldn't be listening to the show if that's your age, but that's like something you should hold on to those years. Great times. But I've had since then in adulthood, I always have a good time at Halloween. I do a horror movie marathon, go to events. No one trick or treats anymore in my town. They do the trunk or treat. But I have seen a real rise in people decorating for Halloween. They really go all out. So I'm happy that Halloween's like is a cool thing. I mean, I guess you could also look at it like, oh man, now even the normies love Halloween or whatever. But I'm just happy that people are having a good time. Luke Menzies, formerly known as Ridge Holland, posted on an X about his post WWE situation. I never thought I'd be able to pay my mortgage. I feel like I've just been hung out to dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. He notes WWE's paying for surgery and physical therapy, but calls it the bare minimum. He also mentioned the possibility of having to get my neck fused too. I mean, that's too bad. But at the same time, I mean, other people, I don't know. I mean, look, I don't like to see anybody in financial trouble, but he was making a lot of money. Wasn't he also the guy that like ended Big E's career? So Cody Rhodes names his WWE Mount Rushmore. His dad, Dusty Rhodes. The Rock. I don't even have a problem with someone putting The Rock on there, but I think it's weird when it's like, I don't know, someone who grew up in the business and they put The Rock on it. He's not that much younger than The Rock, is he? Triple. Oh, come on. Triple H. Fuck Cody Rhodes. He's another fuck. The guy rebuilt his whole career on trashing. Rebuilt his career when he left WWE around trashing Triple H. On AEW, he went out there with the sledgehammer and destroyed the throne. His whole song's about, there's another family. And now he's saying Triple H is on his Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Fuck Cody Rhodes. And John Cena. Oh, my God. Fuck this guy. Universal Pictures is returning to one of its most beloved action-adventure franchises with Brendan. Oh, my God. All right. I don't necessarily have like a hatred for Brendan Fraser as the Mummy, but it's just mind-boggling to me when people like refer to that as like as the Mummy. Like I don't even know if Nikhil knows there was a Mummy before Brendan Fraser. But anyway, Universal's return one of its most beloved franchises with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz is discussion to return to a new Mummy movie. I don't know. Isn't Brendan Fraser like an old fat dude now?
You saying old fat dudes can't act?
No, actually, he's been doing really good. He was great in when he played the lawyer in the new what was it? The Killing of the, what the hell was that called? It was the new Scorsese movie. He was really good in that. And I haven't seen The Whale, but I heard he's awesome in it. So I don't know. It's in a way almost a step back, I guess. He's doing like real acting. Now he's going to be in The Mummy. I don't know. Good for him, I guess. People love those movies. My mom loves the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I can't say I've ever been a fan, but I won't be a curmudgeon. That's cool. I hope people like it. 14 years ago today, Bobby Roode turned heel and defeated James Storm to win his first TNA championship. It was a shocking moment. Started one of the best heel title runs in the history of wrestling. Huh. All right. Well, I always was a Bobby Roode fan. It's too bad he never really got a fair shot in WWE, like the main roster, because he was so over coming out of NXT, and like they did shit all with him, which is too bad. Matt Hardy says his AEW run made him ask himself, why am I still doing this? Thoughts? I thought the same thing. I thought, why the fuck are you still out there? 20 years ago today, TNA put out a press release that a major acquisition would be debuting at Genesis. The acquisition would be Christian Cage, just a few days after his WWE contract expired. What a moment, memories. I know a lot of people loved his TNA run. I did not. Was not a fan, but I am loving his current AEW run. Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release on Thursday, November 16th in 2026. Damn. I've never played a Grand Theft Auto. Is it anything like Excite Bike? I love Don Callis and his family, even if it's so many members. I'm a huge Don Callis fan, but they just gotta trim the fat. They got a lot of J Browns in there. Triple H's next big idea for Cody Rhodes to book another AEW rematch versus Aleister Black. Neither of them do much for me, to be honest. Chris Jericho says TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world at Bound for Glory. The crowd looked huge. It looked huge. It was like a WWE level crowd. The place was packed. I was watching this and not saying anything out of school here, but comparing it to watching Dynamite when they were at the ECW Arena, which looked like a Tony Condello taping. Sorry, it did. TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world, and that was amazing. The presentation was amazing. Wow, that's a kind of shit thing for Jericho to say, though. And he's still under contract. I don't know. But anyway, I assume he's going back to WWE. WWE's boom period appears to be definitely cooling off. Yeah, I agree. It was bound to happen. But with those ticket prices at insane numbers, like they're gonna, I think, quickly run into a problem. Because the product's not very... I see a lot of people really hating it online. And you're going to... when you're as hot as can be and you're selling, tickets for just like $7,000 and $80,000 for pay-per-views or whatever, you're not going to be able to do that if people aren't like super into the show. Maybe you will for WrestleMania, but not like regular shows. TKO President Mark Shapiro says WWE needs to move past PLEs that were created by Vince McMahon. What does that mean, though? Like, like Great Balls of Fire or stuff like that. But you can't like all of a sudden get rid of WrestleMania. I mean, that would be lame as fuck. I get it, he ain't a great guy, but guess what? He created the company as we know it. He didn't create I get it, he got it from his dad and all stuff, but you can't just look, and I'm not a Vince McMahon guy, but you can't just pretend the man didn't exist, and you can't just erase everything he's ever done in the company. You can't just like, we're gonna get rid of WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble. You have to at least keep WrestleMania and Royal Rumble. I would also argue like SummerSlam. All the secondary ones, no one really cares if you don't do No Way Out or whatever the hell they do, Extreme Rules or what are the, I don't know, in your house. Triple H open Raw, and you could see a Triple H. Yeah, that was funny. Man, it took them a little while, but not that long. They've really turned on Triple H. I see. I looked online, and for a while, like they could do no wrong, and now, boy, everyone's hating on them. Thank you again. Speak again soon. Thank you, Nikhil. Tyler Stevens, should Jonathan Jackson be allowed to use AI, or do I need more potato peelers for my eyeballs? Look, the thing is, we're not going to get rid of AI. Do I think it should be used to like create like a whole show or movie? No. Does it have its uses? Yeah, and I don't have a problem people using it for little funny things like the AI insurance stuff. I would like to nominate Jonathan Jackson for Rookie of the Year. All right. Well, we will have the I think in December I'm going to put up the poll. Hey now. Eric Larson. Thoughts about how his entire time of the last time is now retirement. What? Thoughts about how this entire time of the last time is now retirement tour is just the setup to get Mark Henry out of retirement into one last match with Cena, who actually no, I don't think that's good. I think he's retiring. Lexar, Nick Khan says that TKO has increased ticket prices as appropriate with fuck that. And Lexar is a weird dude. So WWE has priced him out of watching it. He can't watch it on TV anymore because he can't afford the platforms. He can't go to shows, can't afford the prices. But yet he sits there and loves it. Like, that's a real whacked out. That's just insane, don't you think?
Who's
To,
your
like,
daddy?
could you imagine, like, you can't afford to watch a show at all, and you're excited about that? You're like, well, as long as they make even more money, that's awesome. Like, what kind of idiot would you have to be?
Trump's America.
Yeah, that's the guy that people vote for. Lexar, Rich Holland has been released from WWE for yeah, we know. Fight Wrestling, along with Cultaholic Wrestling, released a video of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani attending AEW Grand Slam. Who gives a fuck? Good for him. And it's weird. It's like, so you hate this guy because he went to AEW? Wait a minute, Lexar. You hate? I know you hate the guy, even though I don't want to pick on Lexar, but if it wasn't for social benefits, Lexar would probably be homeless. So I'm not saying that to be mean, but you can't be against like stuff that well, you can apparently, I guess, but you're against stuff that like lets you live. So anyway, also this idea that you hate this guy for going to a wrestling show when you're a fucking wrestling fan on an internet wrestling show. Like, shouldn't you be happy that people like wrestling? Nothing else do I want that I don't. There can't be any other like fandom that actively thinks if you're a fan of what they're also a fan of, you're a complete idiot. So, like, if you're a big Star Trek fan, you wouldn't be like, meet another guy like Star Trek and say, oh my God, what a fucking loser. He likes Star Trek. Or like if you were an NFL fan, you're not like, oh man, this guy's an asshole. He likes football. But wrestling fans, not all of them, but they're people like Lexar. They're like, what? This guy likes wrestling? He must be a complete, imbecile. He likes what I like? How fucking dumb can this guy be? On a related note, the AEW fans are giddy with. Yeah, well, dude, why are you pissed that a guy likes wrestling? Don't you like wrestling? That's just the mind of an insane person. Lexar, AEW is going to crown a new national champion at Full Gear with the Casino Gauntlet. He has too many belts. I mean, how many times can I say it? On all the shows I watch, there's just too many belts. So I'm not going to be like, oh, that's great. There's too many belts. And I don't think the idea of a national title is a bad one. I think that's a fine secondary title. But there's no use having the national belt when you have the international and the continental and the I don't know. There's like 15 titles. If you just had you have the world title, I don't understand why you have a world title and a continental and an international. It's basically all the same thing. That makes no sense. So you have the world title. You can get rid of those other two. The TNA title, because that's like a TV title. I actually think I like that. I'm good with that. And then just have it defend on TNA on Dynamite. I like that. And then you have the national title for your men's singles belts. That works for me because you have your champion of the United States, your champion of the world, and then you have your television champion. So you got TV, national, and then the world. So, yeah, that works. But then you start having international, continental. It's just too much. Lexar, Adam Copeland is having an extended time off from AEW. Well, that's a real shock. The guy makes more comebacks than he's on. I mean, the thing is, he's an old man. Every time he wrestles, he breaks his body. So, I mean, it's too bad, but Chavo Guerrero has re-signed with WWE. Are you intrigued? Nope. But good for him. Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Sherilyn Guerrero, is beginning wrestling training at Booker T Wrestling School. Are you intrigued? I am. Very intrigued. That's cool. I hope she does well. We got another AI wrestling event coming up here. Uh-oh. I haven't even watched this yet, but this one does look like Incher. Although, Incher might be onto something. I do think everyone looks like Incher. Maybe everyone does look like Incher. Is it that I just think that, or maybe just everyone does? Just because I think everyone looks like Incher doesn't mean I'm wrong. All right, here we go.
The newcomer in blue and red spandex calls himself the Human Spider.
Bonesaw's gonna snap that bug in half. Not today. Ooh, yeah. 3 minutes with me, little man.
And here we go, huge throw from the Human Spider. The crowd is on its feet.
You're mine.
The newcomer in blue and red spandex calls himself the Human Spider.
Bonesaw's gonna snap that bug in half. Not today. Ooh, yeah. 3 minutes with me, little man.
And here we go, huge throw from the Human Spider. The crowd is on its feet.
You're mine.
The newcomer in blue and red spandex calls him.
Well, I enjoyed that, but I did nothing personal. You're not your best work, Brian. But I will say, Mr. Brian Matthew Clutter, along with the Lurker and El Santos World, are our producers. Booyah! And you can become one too. You can become a member. It starts only $3 a month. And for the $10 one, you can become a producer here on In Your Head. We will appreciate it. And also, if you do so, you're going to get, boom, look at that. Although that really destroys the vertical look, apparently. Well, that's a little better, I guess. All right, so there you go. Boom. All right. Lexa, former WWE diva Eva Marie, says that it would be possible for her to join WWE again. Are you intrigued? Nope. Ever since Jim Cornette blocked me on Twitter, I've been listening to his podcast less and less, and I've been listening to Dave LaGreca and Bully Ray and Busted Open. Okay. When Jack goes to these all-night movie viewing festivals, how does he keep himself awake all night through the morning until the festival's over? I'm a man. I'm not a little pussy bitch like Lexar who just sleeps all day. So it's not really a problem. Have you nutted or no nut November? The penny could be soon in blah, blah, blah. The penny could soon be in extinct. Are you sad? Not necessarily, but I know it costs more money to make a penny than it's worth. But the problem is, like, you got to round everything off to the nickel. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Where's the $2 bill? I mean, they exist. I have some. Can Jack give me $500 so I can go to Full Gear and to the strip club? No. But you could, go get a job or go get a loan or something. And then you could go yourself, you know what I'm saying? Wow, I look like crazy there.
I don't notice it.
What was that?
We got rid of the penny.
Oh, and you don't notice? Yeah, honestly, I probably wouldn't notice it after like at first you think, wow, this is weird, but you probably don't even notice it after a while.
They just round up or down.
Yeah.
depending.
They are. I mean, even now, like when you go anywhere, everywhere you go has like a jar that has pennies in because it's more of a hassle to, it's just like for your change. If you buy something and the change comes to 3 cents or whatever, 7 cents, you got to dig. Most people don't have change in them, so you just take it out of this thing. It's kind of just become more of a hassle. So. Yeah, I'm sure no one would care after. I'm sure people will bitch about it, but after not very long, you're not going to notice it one way or the other. Here we go. I mean, and honestly, when I was a kid, if you'd see a penny, you'd pick them up. But if I'm walking, I see pennies, do I pick them up? I mean, no. If I see a quarter, I probably do.
I want the WV, but I can't. Jack plugged me up good. Give me a frosty spoon so I can exfoliate this poop.
A spoon?
Please.
Okay, here you go.
Beautiful, smooth as destiny, and a chocolate frosty to finish the job.
Man, only at Wendy's.
I want the WV, but I can't. Jack plugged me up good. Give me a frosty spoon so I can exfoliate this poop.
A spoon?
Please.
Okay, here you go.
Damn.
Beautiful, smooth as destiny, and a chocolate frosty to finish the job.
Man, only at Wendy's.
I want the WV, but I can't. Jack plugged me up good. Give me a frosty spoon
Damn.
so I can exfoliate this poop.
Did I pack his fudge like too
Please.
tight? Is that what's happening?
Beautiful, smooth as destiny, and a chocolate frosty to finish the job.
Man, only at Wendy's.
I really
want the
just
WV,
assume
but I
this is
can't.
what Intra
Jack
does
plugged me
on
up
a
good.
daily basis.
Give me a frosty spoon so I can exfoliate this poop.
A spoon?
Please.
Okay, here you go.
Beautiful, smooth as destiny, and a chocolate frosty.
Damn. That doesn't sound very pleasant. To exfoliate your poop with a spoon?
Better than a fork.
I guess. Yeah, good thing you didn't go to KFC and they give them a spork.
Oh,
Has anyone ever used a spork in wrestling? That like Abdullah or somebody? I don't know.
yeah.
That could be someone's gimmick. Pull out a spork. I've also always thought, why? I'll be perfectly honest. I think a spork is a great utensil. So why don't they make like metal sporks? You only ever see a plastic spork, but I would own like metal sporks at home or like fine silverware sporks. I'm saying the spork is underutilized. We need more sporks.
Why isn't there a spice combination of spoon and knife?
Oh, that's a good one, honestly.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. You cut it and then you flip it up at the end and you could cut and eat with the same utensil.
The spice.
The spife. All right. I like this. I had good food. I'm not a giant fast food guy, but I found out there's a place that does not get enough love, and that is the Steak and Shake. People always tell me Whataburger, In-N-Out Burger, and everyone knows Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King, but no one ever talks about the Steak and Shake. And I say that is the best fast food burger out there. They're sirloin steak burgers, so they're not real greasy, which I prefer, and very meaty. Just an all-around really solid burger, and the fries are fried in beef tallow. They were real crispy and again not greasy. I don't know. I stand by the Steak and Shake. I did not get a shake. I do kind of regret the last night we didn't. My friend Shannon, she got a shake, and I was like, afterwards, I should have got a shake. I don't know when I'll be back in Atlanta. I don't have Steak and Shake here. But the point is, anybody out there, don't overlook the Steak and Shake. I heard all this stuff about Whataburger, and it was fine. Very similar to Wendy's. It was fine. I like Wendy's better, honestly. Wendy's. And then I heard all about fucking In-N-Out Burger, and I didn't even particularly think that's good at all. I thought that was like, all right, this is basically like going to McDonald's. Just it's a fast food burger. Could not care less if I ever had it again. But I never hear anybody telling me you got to get the Steak and Shake. But Jackie Jones is here to tell you folks out there, you got to try the Steak and Shake. Hit up the Steak and Shake. Do it and do it soon. There's also a Freddy's, which I did not try. But I also went to the Vortex, and that's not a fast food burger place. But whenever I'm in Atlanta, I try to get to the Vortex. It's a big giant skull, like the door you walk into the skull, and it's got all these wild burgers. And I used to always get the Fat Elvis. Every time I've been there, I get the Fat Elvis. And so it's a burger with bacon and peanut butter and fried bananas. The Fat Elvis. And that sounds crazy, but it all works
Or like
together.
the dead Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. But it works. It works, John Reddy. It's good. But I was like, gotta try something different. I can't always get the Fat Elvis. So I got the Kimona Wanalea, and it wasn't named after the ECW ballet that danced atop the ECW arena. It was a burger with a big scoop of jalapeno cream cheese. It was chipotle cream cheese with a jalapeno pineapple salsa and bacon. And I gotta say, that was really good. That might even be better than the Fat Elvis. I was a big fan of the Kimona Wanalea burger. They do have one that's called like the bypass or the double bypass. And it's got like extra mayo and extra bacon and extra cheese. And instead of, you know what they use instead of buns, instead of a hamburger bun? So it's a bacon and cheeseburger with extra mayo and extra everything. And instead of buns, it's in between two bacon grilled cheese sandwiches. That's what's used as the buns. And then I think they throw a fried egg on it too for the hell of it. I did not get that. I don't know if I could eat all that at the moment. That's a lot. I'm not against trying it. There's a lot of good sounding burgers. I don't need the double bypass burger. I can just get the Fat Elvis, the Kimona Wanalea. There were some burgers that had like barbecued pulled pork as like a topping on top of the burger. I always liked the idea that you eat something that like multiple animals had to die for. So, you get like a pig, a cow, and then like a chicken all had to die for your burger.
It's just CT's mass murder.
They just call it like the Noah's Ark. Like 2 of every animal had to die to make the sandwich. But yeah, it was good. Or but they also, for the vegans out there, you could get a black bean burger instead. I did notice in the small print though, it said, warning, we do not practice vegan cooking techniques. So even if you got a vegan burger, what that means is they would still fry it on the grill with meat, and your fries would still be like in the deep fryer with meat, which is whatever. I'm glad that they're honest about it. But if you're vegan and you're going there, you're not actually eating vegan. Just so you know. It was good stuff. All right. Want to thank all these fine folks who joined me tonight. Me and Mr. Reddy. Are you ready for John Reddy? And we'll be back to our normal time next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And my pal out there, you know who you are. Don't feel bad dragging me into the Dabbleverse. I can't stay away. So if you want to hear a little Dabbleverse on the show, I know it angers Jonathan Jackson and a couple other people, but I like to talk about it. So I have had some people want me to do just a whole separate Dabbleverse show, but I'm afraid that if I do that, I'll be like dragged in and never be able to get it back out. Right now, I'm kind of the fringe of the Dabbleverse. I can pop in and out. But the plus is, I do think if I did that, it brings in a lot of super chat. So I don't know. We'll look into it. Maybe we'll do it. But then there also the issue is, where do I do it? Because if I do it on In Your Head, people will be like, what is this shit? This isn't wrestling. If I do it on Without Your Head, they're like, what is this shit? This isn't about movies. So I want to start a whole new YouTube channel. I don't know. We'll think about it. All right. Until next week, this is Jackie Jones. Come and join the group.
See ya.
Like, subscribe, share this out, become a member. It helps support the channel. You can Venmo, you can PayPal, and help us reach our goal to pay for our annual membership. I believe we're right around halfway there, and I appreciate that. And we'll be live tomorrow night if you're into horror movies. Me and the Flea, also known as Terrible Troy, will be live with the director of Vampire, which is not
Cool.
Ma's Bambi movie. It's a Bambi horror film I got to see at Buried Alive Film Festival. That was a lot of fun. We may have some other guests on the show, I'm not sure. And then Friday we'll be doing another live show with Shannon Thompson. She runs Buried Alive Film Festival. Coming to the show soon, Tina Romero, daughter of George Romero, who just made her first feature film, Queens of the Dead, which is a zombie movie with drag queens. And that was really fun to get to see. I saw it in Boston a couple weeks ago, and then I saw it at Buried Alive. And I get to hang out with Tina Romero, who's really cool, very supportive of indie filmmakers, of film festivals, just a really cool chick. And she brought a bunch of drag queens with her to watch a movie. That was a fun time. And so she'll be coming on the podcast soon. I did some interviews there, which are up now, but I should rename them so people know who's on their shows. So, yeah, if you're into horror movies and you just can't get enough of me, you can go over to Without Your Head and check that out. And I will be back soon. So thank you, everybody. Sorry I was away for a little while, but I had a great time. And not only was it fun to watch a movie, a lot of supportive, creative people, which really motivated me to be doing more stuff, getting Arbor Day out there and being involved in a lot of stuff. So whatever level you are, it's good to create something. Get your work out there. You can think about all this stuff, but if you don't do it, it's just sitting around in your head. So get up there and do it. Don't be afraid. And there's a lot of supportive folks out there, which I like to see. All right, John, we'll talk to you soon, my friend, my buddy, my pal.
Oh, yeah, always.
You're a good man.
Thanks. You too, dude.
Thank you. And all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And fight, fight, fight. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre was great. He was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small. No, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, drink, drink. And fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.